Let's talk about Hitler.
That'll make sense later.
I'm immaculately conceived.
I don't know what to do.
I swear I'm not stupid.
Take it or leave it. Sometimes you just want to leave it.
If I gotta borrow my mom's underwear, I'm borrowing her underwear.
You just, yeah.
Misa likes the Jar Jar Binks.
I'm not gonna edit it out.
Oh no.
I don't know. Like I think I'm just pretty great. Just staying on the
Sucks to
planet.
suck.
Why are you saying it with a question mark?
Clap, bitch.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Action.
And we're live. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jessica.
And this is Why Are You Yelling? Welcome back to a regular episode of Why Are You Yelling? We are not talking about Formula One.
No.
If you're new here or new to us or don't know anything about us, welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, we normally do weekly like Formula One, F1 Academy updates and reviews and
Yes.
stuff, but we're on a little bit of a break.
Yeah, some stuff got canceled. So.
Yeah, so we have about a little over a month with no races, so we decided, we're just going to do regular Why Are You Yelling episodes.
Yeah, I had to adjust our calendar because I was like, oh, yep, got to adjust all that because we planned out the whole, like up to the summer when we started, where we're like, okay, Formula One week, if we had an off weekend, regular episode. And then we had a whole month, and so I had to move all these up. And I'm like, oh, we're going to be doing more regular episodes than planned by summer because we were going to see if we can actually handle it. And so far, so good-ish.
Yeah, we're putting them out.
Yeah.
On time, We're working on it. We're trying real hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is a regular episode of Why Are You Yelling, which if you're not familiar, we basically talk about whatever we want. We talk about current events, sometimes not current events.
Yeah.
Popular culture, things that are just on our mind.
Mm-hmm.
We sometimes have funny discussions. Sometimes they're a little more philosophical, a little deeper. And we think we have a good time over here. I have a good time filming
I have a good time.
So hopefully y'all have a good time watching it.
Hopefully.
So I want to open this episode
yes.
with a question.
That's right. We were going to start doing that so we can also pose it to you.
Yeah. So today's question is, what's something you wish more people were honest about?
My first thought is either their expectations or their ability.
Okay.
Like I wish people were more honest about what their expectation was with like anything. So like whether that's what you expect from a friendship or relationship or what you expect, like even asking for a favor, like just the expectation. I don't like when I'm like, okay, like the expectation is what you asked, but like it was actually more or even less if I go above and beyond thinking how it was framed, or even like someone's ability. It's like sometimes you have people that even if it's, when I say ability, I don't necessarily always mean skill. I just mean the ability to do it in the sense that could just be your time. It could, and that's something I'm guilty with, honestly. Like it's like sometimes that's something I struggle with is like admitting whether I have the time,
the capacity
to be able to do it based on everything else I'm doing. But it's also a huge pet peeve of mine when other people say, yeah, I can do this, but then like they don't or they can't. And it's like, I'm not mad that you can't do something. I'm mad that I was under the impression you could because you told me you could.
And then you weren't able to.
And now I have to go and figure out how to get it done, or now I have to have a conversation I didn't want to have or whatever. So like that's the first thing I thought of is just like, because to me, and that's probably just because that's how I feel like I deal with stuff like that, just randomly, where I'm like, bruh, just tell me. It's chill. Like I feel like I'm pretty chill. Like you're not going to piss me off if you go, hey, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'll make it work. But I hate feeling like I'm almost on the fishing line of like, can we do this? Can we not do this? Like what's happening here?
Yeah. Well, because if you are dealing with someone who is a chronic like people pleaser or attempts to be a people pleaser, but they're not actually like capable of fulfilling the pleasing part, then you fall into a trap of them always saying yes because they're afraid to say no.
Yes.
And then them under delivering or underperforming. And then you eventually get to where you can't trust that they can do something like it. And so it puts more stress on you when you're like, I asked them if they could do it. I want to take them at their word that they said they could.
Yeah.
And then they don't. And they've proven time and again that they can't do it. And then it's like, that's a stressful dynamic.
Oh yeah. That's something to me. I'm just like, that was my first thought was like their own expectations or their own ability to do something. It's like, because I just don't think people, because it's normally not done with malicious intent when they're not honest because they think they can. So I'm like, but if you were just more honest about where you were, then this wouldn't happen. So I just feel like that's more difficult to be honest about because sometimes you don't even understand your own limitations. Yeah.
So I wish that people were more honest about their intentions. So I cannot stand. So like a very simple example is I cannot stand if someone asks me like, "Hey, are you busy Saturday? What are you doing Saturday morning?" Why?
I hate that.
Immediately I'm like, "Why? What do you need?"
Exactly. Just tell me what it is, because don't trap me.
Literally, because I'm like, my guard is up and I'm defensive because I'm like, what do you want from me? And I don't want to give you a yes or no answer of if I'm busy, because I'm like, I just need another excuse to be able to tell you that I can't do something or if I don't want to do something, right? So I'm like, do not ever come at me. Like, give me your intentions, like straight up out the gate.
Yes.
Don't ask me, are you busy Saturday, or what are you doing Saturday? Why? What do you need?
Exactly.
What do you want?
Because it's like,
because it could be something as simple as like, they want to do something with me.
Yeah.
And they want to see if I can go with them. Well, then just tell me that. Say, hey, I was thinking about going to this thing. Do you want to come? And then I'll let you know if I'm busy or not based on if
I want to go.
If I want to go. Or who's going to be there. Like, you know?
Yeah. No, 100%. I think that's so annoying. And I always do I'm not sure. I'm going to have to check why. What's up, though? Because I'm like,
I have to check my calendar.
You're not going to get me.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, for certain people, I make myself not be busy. Or I'm like, in terms of like if my mom asks me,
yeah,
I pretty much know. I don't do a lot of stuff on the weekends. I'm like, put it out. I'm not like a super busy person, like in terms of like going out and doing stuff a lot. So a lot of times I am available for stuff. And so usually like if my mom asks me something, I'm pretty much like, yeah, I'm down. What's up?
Yeah.
Like, what do you need? Or I'll move stuff around to make it work for like her. But like there's other people I'm just like,
till there's a curveball and they go, yeah, so-and-so's moving. We just need another like helping hand. And you're like,
oh,
suddenly I have to work.
Suddenly I'm throwing out my back.
Suddenly I'm sick.
Yeah. So like that's one small example of people's intentions, but even just in terms of like, I wish people were more honest about what they want from you. Yes. Or like what they're trying to get, and not like, don't do it in like a sneaky or underhanded or weird or like manipulative sort of way. I can't stand that.
No.
Because I feel like I'm a pretty honest person and I'm a pretty blunt person.
Yeah.
Like I follow the rules. I am like a chronic rule follower. I don't break the law. Like
I know every time I always think about when we went to we go to this event called Formula Drift, and one year they did the tickets really weird. I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to make the story too long, but long story short, we were going to have to wait in line forever, even though we already had our tickets, and they didn't have a separate line for people who needed to check in and who had already checked in. They were all going through the same line.
So you get these wristbands. Yeah. And so we had like a full weekend pass.
Yeah.
So
we already got them the day before. So we were good. We should have been able to just walk in the door and not have to go through where the people who needed to buy stuff were going.
Yeah. Or who needed to pick up wristbands. So we should have just been able to flash our wristbands and walk in.
And so the line was so long that it was definitely going to be, and it was going on while the event started.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm not doing this.
We're not going to the back of the line.
There was a gap, and I put my ass in it, and I was like, come on. And she was like, no. I was like, fucking line right now.
I did not want to cut that line. I don't do that. And then her and Travis just like parked themselves, and I was like, okay, we're doing it.
We picked a good gap. The people didn't even know we cut them because they weren't paying attention in line. They had it coming.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, you are a rule follower.
I felt so bad about it, and I was like, I don't want to do this.
I didn't feel bad. I felt so angry about it. I emailed from the drift, and I said, why the fuck did you guys literally do the event like this? This is the dumb. And they never did that. It's never been that way any other year. And I was like, in what world?
Yeah.
Like, in what world? But anyway, yes. But to your point, you are a rule follower where you were about to walk all the way to the back despite it.
And I'll just wait. That's fine. I'll just wait. Like, yeah. So I'm a rule follower. I've been told multiple times that I'm a blunt person because I just say what I mean, and I don't beat around the bush. Like I don't try to, like I don't fuck with people who don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
And like if I don't like you, I'm not gonna be mean about it, but I'm just not gonna be around you.
Yeah.
And like I don't do this underhanded, malicious, trying to get something out of people. Like just be honest about your intentions. Like what do you want from me? Yeah. Like if you want to be my friend, you need to let me know. Like
I did.
You did. Yes.
I was very honest.
If you need something out of me, like in terms of like work, work-wise, or you want to pay me to do something, some sort of like work type labor that I do for like my day job, tell me that. I'll give you a rate. Like, I don't mind doing work. I just need to, don't like try to get stuff out of me and be weird about it. Just what are your intentions? What do you want from me?
Yeah. Like, honestly, even if you're trying to be sneaky, there's a solid chance, depending on what it is, I'll just do it. And you didn't even have to go through all that emotional and manipulative labor that it takes to even be that manipulative. Like, bro, just say it.
It's just exhausting. And honestly, like, I feel like because I am such an honest and straightforward person, and you can say it's naive, I like to believe that other people are that way too when they're dealing with me. And so it feels incredibly gross to me if it's revealed to me that people are not being that way with me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, as soon as I am like, oh, you're not being honest about what you want from me, or you're not being clear with your intentions, or like you say you want something or you want something different. Like, as soon as I get a whiff of that, I'm immediately like, ew. Like, no, I don't want anything to do with you. Like, I don't fuck with you anymore. Because I'm just like, I feel, and again, you can say it's me being naive.
No, why should I expect the worst out of people? I don't want to be that way.
I expect the best out of everyone, and I anticipate getting like honesty straight up.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no. And I'm not a distrustful person inherently, I feel like. Do you disagree?
No, well, no, I am. No, I was like, oh no, I'm a distrustful person.
I was gonna say, you're more cynical than I am about a lot of things, where I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, I think that they were being like, or whatever. But I just take a more optimistic view of stuff. And you're like, that bitch is sneaky.
And then she was. And then they always are.
Yeah, you're never wrong.
Which is annoying. So. It creates a complex. It is the most annoying thing on the planet to be the person that's like, I got a vibe from this and I just feel like this and this was a weird thing. And it's like, no, you're reading into it. I never am reading into it, honey. And it has created a horrible thing within me where you're like, no, I'm overthinking. No. It would be great to be like, shit, I was wrong. And I'm like, no.
You're never wrong, though.
It's the worst.
Listen, I don't know, at this point, if you ever come to me and tell me, hey, I got a vibe from this person, I never question or doubt it. I'm like, okay, tell me more.
Background check.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, if you're like, I got a weird vibe from this person, I'm like, we don't fuck with them.
We're done.
I'm like, tell me, why do you feel that way? What did they say or do? And you're like, I don't know. Something about the way they said, and it just,
I don't know, the way they closed the door and how they sat down. Yeah. I was like, something's shifted. It's like, no. And then turns out something had indeed shifted.
Yeah. And I can be oblivious to those sorts of things. So like, if you and I are in a room with the same people, you'll pick up on stuff so much faster than I do. It's like, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? But I'm like, I didn't get that at all in the moment. Like, I don't disbelieve you. Yeah, I totally believe that you were picking up stuff, because I am oblivious to stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I can go a little too far with it. And some of that is just because I was taught at a very young age to read into everybody's micro behaviors, because that in tune is going to determine how my day goes, which has caused chronic overthinking. But then what's annoying is when you're right and you're like, damn, I should have been like a spy or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, but so I guess back to the question. What was it again? You
oh, yeah. Yeah. So back to the question. What's something you wish more people were honest about?
Yeah.
I think their intentions.
Yeah.
And you said their ability or capacity.
Their ability or their expectation. So what would you say you wish people were honest about? Let us know in the comments. Okay. We're going back to our list that we did last time.
Yeah. So we started this list. It's like a year or two ago, like 2 years ago at least.
Yeah.
It's 31 hard to hear things that would have revolutionized my 20s.
Yeah.
And it was a video that I had seen on Twitter at the time. And we did an episode where we talked about the first 5, and then we never went back to it. So our most recent episode, we did numbers 6 through 10.
Yes.
And so today we're going to do numbers 11 through 15.
Yes.
So again, these are 31 hard to hear things that would have revolutionized my 20s. Number 11. You know what's cooler than being cool? Being nice.
Yeah, I agree with that. I actually hate people that don't, like, despite coming across as such a bitch, I think I am. I like to be nice to people. I want to be kind to people. Like, if I can do anything nice for somebody within the moment, I'm going to do it, even if it's like I don't need anything out of it. So it's like, it's way cooler or whatever to be nice than to just be cool or you're too cool for that. I 100% agree.
My grandfather had a lot of sayings growing up. Like it was like life lessons, but they were little like mottos or like whatever that he would say like over and over and over again, like drilled them into me and my brother. And one of them was, it's nice to be nice. It makes you feel good. It makes other people feel good. So anytime I was in a bad mood as a child or I was being a little grumpy, he'd be like, you know what I always say? It's nice to be nice.
It is.
I'm like, I agree. Because I'm like, and especially as someone who worked in the service industry for, all of my teen years and through college and even a little after college, I go out of my way to make sure that I'm polite to any service industry workers. So 100%. I'm talking people that I'm like the cashier at the grocery store or, retail employees or people who work in hospitality or servers, bartenders. Like I try to make sure that I smile at them and make eye contact with them and not just like the general platitudes, but like really mean like, thank you so much for your help or, I really appreciate it and stuff like that. Like have a great, being just nice and smiling at them because I feel like they deal with, and again, I know because I was in it I was in the trenches for a long time.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like, they deal with so much shit and so many shitty people with bad attitudes that I'm like, I'm a pretty easy to please person when it comes to those sorts of services and things. And I'm just like, if I can make their day a little bit better or be the one person who doesn't treat them badly, I'm like, it's nice to be nice.
Oh yeah. It's nice to be nice because I think everybody at the end of the day, we all eventually, everyone's like a blur. So the second that like anybody feels like they're seen for even a moment, like that can just change everything for them for the whole day. And also, why do we have this why is it, since when is it cool to be a dickhead? Like, why is that like cool? It's not cool. Like it's at all. If you think it's cool for you and your friends to like laugh at somebody
or be mean to somebody,
like you're not cool. You guys are just a bunch of fucking assholes. And you're not cool.
No, it's not cool at all. And it's one of those things where, I think a lot of us experienced in maybe like middle school, a little bit of high school age, where, it's like groupthink behavior, one person is a little mean and then everyone's kind of mean and whatever. And then the older you get, the more
I don't fuck with that shit.
No, the more you're just like, wow, I was a little shithead sometimes. Or like, I was just a dick. Yeah. And then you're like, it's not cool to be mean. It's just stupid. And I'm like, I actively look down on people who are mean.
Yes. 100%. Like, no, like, I don't fuck with you. And honestly, you're fixing to get your feelings fucking hurt. Like, I get it from my mom.
I will be mean back.
My mom she was like this since my whole life. And it's one of my favorite things about her is like, she doesn't fuck with people that are mean to like, if let's say someone's a little submissive or like, I hate to use the word weak, but just, for the sake of the conversation, she will defend that fucker. She don't need to be that close. She don't need to know you because she'll be fucking damned if she sees anybody being walked on, talked to a certain way. And she's like, honey, it's okay. You don't got to defend yourself. I'm going to defend you myself. And I inherited that from her. And it's like, so if you see a bitch being mean and someone's not defending themselves,
call out the mean behavior.
Call it out, bitch. What is it? What's that saying where it's like, if you see a crime happen but don't step in, it's like committing. What's that saying?
Oh, it's
not the silence is violence one. Not that one. It's something else.
Yeah, it's basically if you're not speaking up for the oppressed, you are part of the oppression. It wasn't
like that. It was like something it was like playground speak. It wasn't
it wasn't all highfalutin language.
It wasn't like it wasn't. There was no oppressed involved.
We're all oppressed
nowadays, and if we're not, we gonna make up a reason we are.
It's the oppression Olympics. Let's all play.
So, but yes, I agree.
Yeah. So number 12, your biggest regrets will be the times you mistreated people.
Yes.
100% agree.
I can't even like get into that because I will cry. Or some of my biggest regrets are when I didn't do what I know I should have done and how I should have handled something, but like I let my own emotions dictate me in such a way that it's like I acted in a way that really isn't how I would. And so 100%, like, and those are the things that like, they'll haunt you. So it will haunt you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that I'm not typically the kind of person that like blows up on people, especially in the moment. I'm more of a like retreat and be quiet and kill them with silence. Like I won't ever, I just pull back a lot. So I don't know that I have, and maybe that's a form of mistreatment, because I think of like, you know, mistreating people as like maybe verbal or physical mistreatment. But I don't know that I don't really yell at people or like give them like verbal dressing downs and stuff. Just again, because I'm a nice person. I'm an honest person. And if I don't fuck with you, I just don't fuck with you. I remove myself from the equation because I'm like, life is too short.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know that there are many instances when I've been like, oh, I regret saying that to this person or handling that situation in that way because I got like too hot-headed and said something out of anger.
Well, yeah, I haven't really done that in that way. I guess when I say mistreat, it was more like I didn't show up for a person in a way that really, it's my dad, how I handled my dad. His situation is like how there are just so many things that I'm like, fuck, I should have done this instead. Because,
so maybe like more of mishandling of a situation.
Yeah, more like mishandling and just like not seeing something big picture. But either way, I would agree that like your biggest regrets are, and in your mind, if it's a mistreatment, like a misstep, like when you, especially when your behavior affects somebody else, and whether that means you were mean or you didn't show up for somebody or you didn't communicate with somebody, like, I mean, that's, I don't think about any other, I don't ever think about, oh, this opportunity or, oh, this or, oh, that. Like if I have a regret, it has to deal with like what I did to somebody.
Yeah. And the worst part, I think, is that, you know, if you do have that moment where you feel like you've mistreated somebody, you can apologize or you can try to make amends after the fact.
So you can't.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like, it's the metaphor of like, once you squeeze the toothpaste out of the tube, you can't put it back in. You can try and clean up the mess, but it never goes back in. So things don't go back to how they were before, regardless of how like, how much regret you do feel and genuine, like, I am sorry and I should have handled that differently. And like, you can learn from the things that you do and you can try to make amends. But, you know, and that's one of the things about just like living life is that you live and you learn, and it's difficult.
No, yeah. Well, because funny enough, the first time I heard that saying was something I was going through with another friend. And it is true that it's like, sometimes people say things, and I think that's something else that's interesting too, is like when you're on the receiving end of that and you're like, I forgive this person, but then like how you feel and how you view something does change whether you want it to or not, and how
you view that person.
Yeah, how you like it, even if it's not an active thought, it's crazy. Like your subconscious eventually is like you feel a type, even if it's just a pull, like, oh, I used to feel pulled to this person, and suddenly you're like, I just don't.
Or even it's a case of like, you know, if somebody used to be a safe person for you to go to, or somebody that you felt safe talking about difficult topics with, or you know, they're the person you vent to, one thing they say or do, and you know, they can apologize for it after, and you can accept their apology and forgive them and move on. But always in the subconscious, now they are no longer that safe person. You don't have that immediate implicit like trust.
Yeah.
And if you do get that back, I feel like it's a very long, difficult road to get back to that place if you ever can.
I think something I learned, interestingly enough, which this isn't something on the list, but about what we're sort of alluding to. I had a falling out-ish with a friend, and it was based on I didn't agree with who they were allowing back in their life, even if it was just for a moment, for a very particular reason. And it was this big fallout for a moment where some things were said to me about me. And I guess there's maybe feelings they didn't even know they had about me, but like it was you know.
I know.
But either way, it was just like, I think that what I'm trying to allude at is the reason I don't know that I feel the same way. Honestly, I don't think they watch, so they'll never say this. And if they do, then they can ask me about it. Is I'm more bothered by the lack of accountability from what you said than I am of. Obviously, I don't love what you said, but I used to not really understand what people meant by accountability, and I don't think most people online who are talking they don't know what the fuck they're talking about when they want someone to take accountability. Because accountability, now in my perspective of it, because I have a person in my life who I don't feel like took accountability for what they said to me, is actually acknowledging what you said. Not just that. I don't want you to just say, hey, I know I hurt you and I'm sorry, but what did you say to me? Why do you think this hurt me? Because I had to sit there and hear it and understand what that meant from your perspective of like, oh, this is what you think of me. But like, you just get to give a blanket statement of, oh, I'm sorry that hurt you.
Accountability is specific.
Yeah.
It's not a generalized, I'm sorry.
No,
accountability is specific and intentional and in proportion to the wrongs that you have committed.
Yeah. And I guess to me, like, I'm the type of person that if I think I hurt your feelings, I think about it forever, and I will go at sir, there have been things I think I've apologized to you about, and you're like, I literally didn't even think anything of it. And I'm like, but I did, because in my head, I'm like, it bothered me. So the idea that somebody could say everything that was said to me, and they're like, okay, well, whatever. I don't have the time to go over every single thing that I said. I'm just sorry, and I was mad. So it's just like accountability is one of those things. To add 11.5. Accountability goes a long ass way, people.
Yeah. So number 13 relates to number 12. So number 12 was your biggest regrets will be the times you mistreated people. Number 13 is people includes yourself. So your biggest regrets will be the times you mistreated yourself too.
Oh yeah. Funny enough, I regret how I handled that situation and just said, okay.
Yeah.
Because now I don't know how to bring it up. I have no idea how to be like, hey, remember that time I said, yeah, okay, let's just move on. And I decided I don't mean that. And you need to either do this, or I don't really know, like, what is this? Because now there's this elephant in the room that apparently I'm the only one that knows is there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think mistreating yourself can look like not advocating for yourself, or not sticking up for yourself, or not sticking harder to like the things that bother you, and making sure that like boundaries, not sticking to your boundaries can be a way of mistreating yourself that you can regret. But then also, I mean, mistreating yourself can look like the thoughts that you have about yourself. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to struggling with that negative internal dialogue. That is very hard to break and takes a lot of active counter programming
for sure
to get rid of, and to not think of yourself in such a negative way. Like it's so easy to fall into like when you make a misstep or make a mistake, or you don't do something the right way, or whatever, you fail at something, like you can start to beat yourself up about it a lot. And it takes a lot, because that is mistreating yourself, and it can take a lot to stop that thinking in its tracks and be like, let me just chill out and be nicer to myself. Like, why? Like, if I wouldn't allow someone to talk about my best friend that way, why do I think it's okay to talk to myself that way?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like the things that you think about yourself in a negative light, I'm like, if anyone ever dared to say those things to you, I'd be like, hold the phone.
You'd go, absolutely not. They're dead.
Yeah. And so it's like, why would I think that it's okay to then think about myself in that way? And it's like, oh no. Yeah. So yeah, don't mistreat yourself, people. Be nicer to yourself.
You got to. We got cold. So.
So number 14 on our list, you will regret the things you didn't try to do so much more than the things you tried to do and failed.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Unless I really didn't want to do something, tried it and got hurt or something. But yeah, for the most part, I regret things that I just didn't try.
Honestly, the things that I tried and failed at, I don't remember. Like, I feel like, because maybe I just view failure as something different.
Yeah.
But the things that I've tried, and if I haven't been good at initially, I just keep trying. Yeah. And I just do it again. Or I don't view it as a failure if I don't get the exact 100% outcome that I wanted. I just view it as like, okay, well, we need to change some things and then get closer to what we want. What me, the royal we, myself and I. But yeah, I don't know that can recall like the last time I like failed at something. But I'm also like a perfectionist, so I don't know that I would ever allow myself to fail at something that I genuinely like tried at.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know the last time I failed. I mean, sometimes I fail during the podcast, but then we just fix it and make it work. Like sometimes.
That's one thing I thought of where I'm like, okay, well maybe, but again, it's like a learning thing. It's like if our audio doesn't work, you'll find a way to fix it or we'll move on.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. There were a few times I remember when we first started, when we were audio only, there were a few. I remember that hit heavy once or twice. We did an episode that we never put out, and it was when we were doing we were reviewing Oscar stuff, and it was not a good episode, and you could tell it wasn't because while we were filming or we were recording, I remember going, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
There was we didn't even have good chemistry that day because I don't think we cared about what we were talking about. We just kind of made the plan.
It wasn't just the Oscars. It was a New Year's recap episode. I remember and we may have had this happen multiple times, but I remember we didn't really have a great plan going in, but I was like, oh, well, I found this article that's like the top pop culture moments from the year.
Yeah, that's it.
And we were going through the list and we're like, we don't really care about any of these things. And it wasn't a great conversation. And then I think we restarted the episode too because we're like, this is not going anywhere. So we had recorded for maybe 20, 30 minutes, stopped, and we're like, okay, we're going to try again from the top. Did another 20 or 30 minutes, and we're like, we can't use this. There's nothing here. Yeah. And that was rough. And then we were like, okay, that can't happen again. That was a waste of our time. And so we then took preparing more seriously.
Yeah.
Instead of just trying to wing it. So, I mean, we've gotten better at winging it, I will say.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I remember that because I remember we were texting and I was at Mellow Mushroom. And I remember you were, when I know someone else is upset, that's all I think about. I don't even think about how I feel because I'm like, no, it's okay, don't cry. Because at that point, I didn't do anything. I just showed up as talent because we didn't do video, we didn't do any of that. So it was just audio and you did everything. And so I felt bad because I knew how upset you were about it. But I can't think of anything that I was even trying to think. I don't know of anything that you've done that you failed at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but again, it could just be the way that I frame it in my mind and the way that I live through my life. I'm just I don't view stuff as a failure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think, what have I failed at? I guess the things that I feel like I've failed at so far, I can still do. So I guess when I see failure as I failed, I don't get a second chance because I feel like as long as you can try again, it's not a true failure.
Failure is a dead end.
Yeah.
When I say I have failed at something, that means it's a dead end.
Right. I can't do anything.
I can't fix it. I can't try again. I can't do anything else, and we're done with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I've ever truly felt that way about anything that I can think of, where it ended in that way, where I didn't succeed at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I do regret some of the things I didn't do. So this, you'll regret the things you didn't try so much more than the things you tried to do and failed.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some things that I didn't do. And I don't know if regret is the right word because it feels like a really strong word. But there's some things that happened in my college years, early 20s that I was just such a different person then. And I've talked about it on the podcast before, I think, where the person I am now, settled into who I am. I didn't hit that until about 25.
Frontal lobe.
Yeah. And so my college years and early 20s, I wasn't in the right headspace, or I wasn't secure enough in who I was as a person to make any other different choice than I did at the time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if there's anything to regret, it's that certain situations or opportunities happened so early on in my frontal lobe development where I'm if we could replay this now, that would be great.
Yeah.
Because then I think I would make different choices and things would go differently. But that's just because I'm a different person now.
I'm what? Oh, is it too? Is it too? I can say
y'all don't get to know.
I'm I can say what I felt at.
I'm too personal. No. But no, yeah, I think that it's hard to regret stuff where I'm I don't, or it's hard to regret things that I didn't do or didn't try when I know that I just wasn't in the space mentally or who I was as a person to make a different choice then.
Yeah.
I can't really regret that. It's I can regret the timing of stuff, but nothing I can do about that now. So we accept it and move on.
Moving on.
So number 15, stop watching what I eat in a day videos.
I don't do that. Do you?
I enjoy them. Like, okay, so I get what the point of including that on the list was, is that if watching a what I eat in a day video can be very detrimental to your own mental health and your own self, like your body image and how you view yourself and feel about yourself. But it depends on who you're watching.
Yeah.
And what you're watching them eat. So like, I like the videos that are like what I eat in a day as like a blue collar worker. Or I like the ones where it's like what I watch me pack my like husband's or boyfriend's lunch before, and they're like a blue collar worker and they're going to be gone all day. I love watching lunch packing videos.
Yeah, I guess like I'm like, I don't watch the videos that I do watch that are about food. Sometimes there are some people that's like watch or here's a meal that I ate when I was during this journey or something. But I don't watch like I don't have specific I don't have influencers in that way.
Yeah, like fitness or like healthy eating I
don't have people like that.
I can see how that could be triggering to like eating disorder type stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's not the types of videos I like to watch because I'm just like, no, like I like the recipes that are like, this is high in protein and here's a healthier version of your favorite food. Love that. Because I want to eat high protein, healthy pizza.
Exactly.
Or chicken nuggets or whatever.
But I could see where it's like dangerous though, because it's most of the time for most people, we have jobs and they take 8 hours a day minimum normally if you work a full-time job. And a lot of the people that are like, here's what I eat in a day, if they're like fitness influencers, they don't have to go clock in anywhere. They have the luxury and the ability to make food in their kitchen and take the time to do whatever. Like when you are a busy person, I'm not saying you can't eat healthy, but I'm saying you can't necessarily prepare everyday stuff the same way they can. You have to just change. It's not necessarily even what they're eating as much as how they're showing the process.
The aesthetics of it.
And that process can be detrimental because then you're like, well, fuck, I can't do that. Like I'm failing when it's like they just literally don't have the same lifestyle as you. So they have like, they have more time. And so it's just that.
But also their nutritional needs are different than yours, right? So like if somebody's a fitness influencer and they're in great shape, right? But they're also working out constantly and that's their job is to look good and to work out and do those sorts of things. What they eat in a day to fuel their bodies is going to look a lot different than what you need or what to fuel your body working at a desk job, which most people I would argue do, working 8 hours a day at a desk job. So yeah, I mean, it's just, it's not useful as a like comparison tool. That's where you can't compare. If you're going to watch these videos and consume them and like as entertainment, yes, do not use them as a means of like measuring your own self-worth or your own like eating habits. I think that's not good for anybody. If you're really concerned about your own eating habits and wanting to make them better, consult a nutritionist or your doctor. Yeah. Like
that's just,
that's it.
But yes, I would agree. That can be very, especially in your 20s, you're like, oh my God.
No, but like I like the one-off what I eat in a day videos, not the what I eat in my everyday life, but the ones where they're like, see what I eat in a day when I'm on vacation in Italy. And like, it's like all the pastries and the coffee and all the Italian food, or like, come with me and see what I ate in a day on my vacation in Paris. And I'm just like, yes, I want to see all the delicious.
Yes, I want to see it.
All of it.
I want to see it.
Or even like if they're even to the Asian countries, like what I ate in a day on my trip to Japan. And I'm like, I want to see all the cool stuff. Oh my God. Like when they go to the like cool restaurants where they like have stuff on a conveyor belt, like sushi on a conveyor belt or like all these weird cafes.
Or a ramen shop. And you're like.
Yeah. I love those like one-off what I eat in a day, whatever. I like the one-offs.
Yeah.
And that is the end of our segment for 31 hard to hear things that would have revolutionized my 20s.
So, Anna has decided to task me with what I am deeming an impossible task. And
I need you to convince me to watch The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I need you to try your best.
It's difficult because you're not a reality TV show person. And you're stubborn. And you didn't watch Stranger Things when I told you to, but way later. And you always do that with everything.
Yes.
So,
like, okay, I'm the sort of person, and I know I'm not alone in this because my brother's the same way too. So it can't be just the both of us, or maybe we were just raised weird.
No, everybody's like that in their own way. Mine's with specific people. When specific people tell me to watch something, I'm like, no.
Yeah, my brother and I are both like, if someone says, "Hey, this is so good, you have to watch it," I'm like, okay, and then it's on the back burner. I'm like not in a hurry to get to it.
I know
right?
Why? I think you don't want to give the people the credit because in your mind, you're like, well, this is their show that they like. And if I like it, they have to get the credit. I want to be able to find it on my own and like it. And if enough time passes, you're like, this is just a good show. And it has nothing to do with the fact that you recommended it and your taste.
It's all based on my taste. Yep. Maybe. I don't know.
You're like, wait.
But see, I'm like, okay, fair enough. Because well, because there are certain shows that I've watched and recently like raved to you about and been like, you have to watch it. It's so good. And you still haven't watched them yet. So
that's just strictly because I've been watching reality TV.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those. I'm very much oh yeah, this is awesome. If I want to watch, if there's only a few people that it's just Travis, I'm honestly my boyfriend. That's just because when we watch something, he'll be like, he's one of those that like
wants to see your reaction to it.
And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
And you're like, let me just experience it. I feel like you're judging all my reactions.
I'm also the same way though. If I were to show somebody something and they don't laugh, I'm like, do I need to rewind it? Did you not get it?
Yeah. So basically, I am not super into reality TV shows. I like competition shows sometimes. Yeah. Very specific ones. And I used to watch a lot more reality TV when I was younger.
I did too. Jersey Shore. I ate that shit.
I was really into like America's Next Top Model. I really liked competition shows. So like cooking competition shows or like Survivor, Big Brother. What's the Amazing Race?
I never watched Big Brother. And I know that's a big one. To this day, it's a big one. Mm-hmm. I never did watch that.
I like those kinds of shows. I'm trying to think. I watched the Kardashians a little bit, but usually if it was just on, I wasn't like actively seeking it out. So I'm not really big into
I love it.
Those sorts of reality shows where it's like following the housewives and stuff like that.
I have not watched a Housewives. I was just about to do that because now I'm like desperate for something new. But I love reality TV. To a point, I say I love reality TV. I love the Kardashians. I have watched the Kardashians since I was literally Kendall and Kylie's age when they started the fucking show. Mm-hmm. Like since I was, 11, 12, whatever it started. Like loved it. Just thought they were so funny. I love Love Is Blind. Oh my God.
I can't stand the dating reality shows.
This one is different. I've never watched a season of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette.
I've watched a couple seasons of The Bachelorette and enjoyed, or like The Bachelor.
In dating shows to me as a kid, it was like MTV's Room Raiders, which are they're not real.
No.
And they're so bad.
I'm just not into the Too Hot to Handle.
Never watched that.
And the Love Island, Love Is Blind. I don't fuck with
I think
those.
For me, I
find them weird.
I nitpick what I like. Love Is Blind, I fucking fell in love because it's insane, and it is. If you're not familiar with what Love Is Blind is, we'll get to the Mormons. Is Mormon wives. Love Is Blind is structured in such a way that you have X amount of women. Let's just say 20 men, 20 women. I don't know how many they actually pick. I think it's 20, and they go on blind dates literally where they don't see what the other person looks like. They go into these like little rooms, like they call them pods, and there's just like this colorful piece of glass basically between each one, so you cannot see through it or anything like that. So you're just talking to a wall essentially, but you can hear each other clearly, and they get to know each other just based on that. Mm-hmm. And then once they get engaged, they get to see each other for the first time, and it always lends itself to you immediately know who's genuine and who ain't, and it always leans itself into, oh my God. But anyway,
so they have to get engaged in order to see each other?
Yes.
How long are they in these pods?
Oh, I forgot how many days. But you're doing this for like really like, I mean, it's not like you're like, here's a 5-minute conversation. It's not speed dating. Yeah. Like you decide kind of who you like, and then from there you have your scheduled dates, and and then eventually.
Yeah, I've never watched the show, but I've seen clips and stuff, and I'm just like, I have no interest.
Because it's one of those things that I'm like, what do you mean? It's so interesting.
The concept, it is a fascinating dynamic.
Yes,
and I do see the appeal of like it's like the moment they get to see each other for the first time. Like that's the moment you're waiting for.
Yes, and I saw some people how they decided to watch the show. They'll put a blanket on their TV
so they don't
see the people, and then when they do the reveal, they'll take the blanket off. They go,
oh wow!
And I want to watch it like that next time. I never have.
That's a fun way to engage with it.
See, that's so fun.
Because it's like a podcast. You're just listening to these people talk to each other.
Yes, and you're just like, oh my God, I don't even know what they look like until they are getting. I love it. I love it.
So I could see how that could be. I get the appeal and like the hook for that, but then I just what I struggle with reality TV is the inauthenticity of it, because the premise is that part of it is to show people authentically being themselves in certain scenarios. And so I just struggle with how inauthentic it really is, because obviously there are cameras there. Obviously they know they're there. You behave differently in front of a camera, versus being there versus not, whether you want to admit it or not, or whether you think you are or not, you are. And so I just struggle with the cheesiness of it, and the what are you doing? Why are you saying these things? Why are you doing these things? It's for the camera. It's just so performative, and it makes me roll my eyes. And so, but the thing is, okay, I know this is going to be a hard sell for you to pitch me.
I'm like, literally, she's like, you need to convince me this. And I'm like,
convince me to watch the Mormon Wives. So the thing is, though, they've been so much in the news lately, the Mormon Wives, that I had never heard about them until the Bachelorette.
Yes.
So for those who don't know, one of the Mormon Wives,
Taylor Frankie Paul,
was set to be the next Bachelorette.
Yes, she filmed her whole season. Got it. I guess do they get engaged at the end of the show?
Typically, it either ends in an engagement or not. Yes.
Okay, so from my understanding, she did all that.
They filmed the whole season, and they were putting out promotions for it, and it was supposed to start
literally just right. I mean, maybe it was a few days before it was supposed to air. They pulled it.
Yeah, and they pulled it because she had something going down in her personal life. Yeah, so she's been in the news, and I was just like, okay. And there's been other things in the news about the Mormon Wives, and so I just start at the beginning.
Well, so like Anna said, Taylor Frankie Paul was supposed to be the Bachelorette. She filmed her whole season. They pulled it a few days before because she had some personal drama go on, and that personal drama is it is very serious. It has to do with domestic violence and her on-again, off-again toxic ex, Dakota, who is Satan and the devil. This is what got me to watch it. So, when this was all announced, I was like, I knew who they were just because of, TikTok, and I had seen the show before, and people were really obsessed with it. I remember when it first came out, the actual reality show. But these girls had this thing called Mom Talk before that, where they were already sort of famous online personalities. So I decided to binge watch all the seasons because I was like, what is all this? I feel like in order to understand what's happening with Taylor Frankie Paul and The Bachelorette, I needed to watch the whole show. Didn't take me very long. Was immediately fucking hooked. So funny and it's not funny. Coincident and ironically, whatever, is the very first episode of this show. The cops are called on Taylor and Dakota. There's body cam footage from the cops. They got into a domestic dispute, and it was a whole thing. And this is in the very first episode. My understanding is production was even paused during that time, and then it started back up. And that's sort of one of the things that people talk about during season 1. That video from that domestic violence incident, where I think Taylor was drunk. My understanding is Dakota was not, because he is he is an addict, but he's in, I almost said remission. He's clean.
He's in recovery.
Yeah, he's in recovery and he's sober.
Yeah, and all this is allegedly.
Yeah,
just make sure you pepper that throughout.
Allegedly. I mean, he said that. I mean, this is things he said about himself.
About her being drunk too. She was allegedly drunk in the video.
Allegedly drunk. I'm like, I don't know. I thought she said she was. I don't know. Allegedly she was drunk. Point is this. That video from the very first episode is the video that was sold to TMZ, who broke the story again. And that's what originally, I guess, caused them to pause The Bachelorette. And they were like, whoa. So it's interesting because if you just go watch the very first episode, you're like, oh, that's what why is this
literally what they're talking about?
They're like, why is this a big deal? This is from 3 years ago.
So it's something where it's like, did they pause it because of her involvement and allegations against her? Within that,
yes, there's more. So
because my thing would then be then the Bachelorette producers did not do their due diligence.
They didn't
doing a background check on the person that is their Bachelorette.
There's a whole thing where they should have never had her involved in the first place. They did it for clout. There was zero reason that if you're familiar with these Mormon wives at all, you know for a fact that Taylor's been in this horrible toxic relationship with Dakota. In season 4, you literally, she's like, it's been announced she's been offered The Bachelorette. She said yes. By the end of season 4, she's going to film it. you can see the train wreck that's going to happen. You can see it. And the thing
whatever producer failed their due diligence for that background check should be fired.
Well,
do you know how much money?
It's collectively a group of people. And to me, I'm like, so it's not just that video is the reason they canceled it or paused it, whatever it is right now. There's another incident that happened in February. So essentially, I guess she gets done filming The Bachelorette, goes home. So it's February of this year. There's an incident that has been like, it's a domestic violence incident. I believe it's against her and it's Dakota, but I think it's one of those things. As of right now, it's a he said, she said thing. So we don't really know what the truth is, but there's a lot of just murkiness and messiness involved as to why the season was pulled. So I don't know every ins and out because it's an ongoing thing at the moment. Like they even just had a hearing about their kids. So that part I'm not going to really touch upon because it's literally ongoing and I'm not 100% brought up to speed. But that's the whole drama surrounding The Bachelorette being canceled is what led me to watch The Mormon Wives. And let me tell y'all something. You want to talk about authenticity. I have never been glued to my fucking screen as much as I have with these women. I love them. Almost all of them. Almost. If you watch Mormon Wives, you know who I'm saying I don't love. So it's just so entertaining because I'm like, this is happening whether these cameras are here or fucking not, dude. Mm-hmm. There are moments where I'm like, oh my God, am I in high school watching? Like, I'm kind of triggered, but I'm going to keep watching because I'm not in the group. Mm-hmm. But it's so fucking insane, the drama that happens, what they'll say to each other's face. And they create these scenarios where here's one. They're like, hey guys, we're on vacation. Let's do a truth box. That was a mistake.
What's a truth box?
So the truth box is they bring it out and they go, everybody anonymously is going to write down a truth, anything, and then someone else is going to read it. Any truth. It can be about anything.
Any person. Yourself, yeah.
These women. And I just love it because I'm like, it's what?
So messy.
But the fact that they do it, I'm like.
And go along with it. They do it for the plot, I guess.
They do it for the plot, honey. One of the girls is called Demi. Not Demi, Demi. They're like, Demi, is it true that you said Jen is too Mormon? And she's like, you think I'm too Mormon? And then Demi's like, first of all, who the fuck just said that? Like, that was said in confidence. And then they have to like explain why they said it because none of them will lie. Because then, listen, the reason is the other bitch is fixing to go, that's not what you told me.
So they can't lie.
So it is insane. So funny enough, Whitney was the character. She was like the villain of season 1. And honestly, when I watched, didn't love her season. I was like, damn, bitch. She's my favorite now. Love her. Love Whitney. She has red hair like you. That's why you should watch it. That's what I keep telling. I'm like, she has red hair like you now.
She said this so many times the last couple weeks, and I'm like, okay.
Funny enough, you said something funny just now where you're like, I mean, I don't regret it because I did the best that I could at the time with the information I had. I'm telling you, Whitney gave this almost verbatim answer where I'm like, you should watch it just based on that now. There's an incident, right? I think it might be season 1, where basically Whitney doesn't go to Macy's event called, and it was I think it was called Baby Mama. She has like a supplement. Mm-hmm. And Whitney didn't go because she was like, she felt she wasn't in the mental headspace because none of the other girls really liked her at the time. So she didn't go. And so later in the show, I think it might be season 2. I don't remember which season. They're like, do you regret not going to Macy's event? She goes, I mean, I don't know that I regret it because if I didn't, she basically says like, I wouldn't have learned what I needed to learn if I would have went. And I was in that was the headspace that I was in. So like, I hate that I let her down, but I don't know that I regret it. And they were like, girl, look up what regret means, please. What the fuck? But the way that you worded your stuff earlier, I was like,
that's what regret means.
That's Whitney. How you worded this, though, was slightly Whitney. That was such a Whitney-coded answer where I'm like, no, just based on that, you should watch it because it's fucking hysterical.
So you know how with like Sex in the City, they're like, you're a Carrie, you're a Charlotte, you're a Samantha. Am I a Whitney? For for Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
I don't know if you're Whitney. You would be like maybe a Whitney. I don't know that you're Miranda. Miranda's like the most unproblematic one. Love her. She comes in season 2. But
I'm unproblematic.
But anyway, I'm trying to think, how do I convince somebody who doesn't want to watch the show to watch it? Because I'm like, I can't just go plot point by plot point. But
so there's a couple things that we've discussed off the microphone about the Mormon Wives that I found interesting. So one of the things that's truly ridiculous about the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is the theme song.
Iconic.
Their intro, because you had like there was one day after we had filmed, you had put on an episode.
I was watching, honey,
on the TV, and so then the intro song starts to play, and I was like, "What in the hell?" It's so dramatic for no reason.
It's perfect.
Like it's this opera. It's like a Jesus song, but it's very like choral, like a choir singing and dramatic, and like. The way you phrased it was, the backing vocals in Unholy by Sam Smith?
Yes, that song's literally played, I think, in the first episode.
Yeah, so it's like the backing vocals of that is very the vibe it's giving, very dramatic for no reason.
I love it.
And like all the visuals too of like all the shots of the individual women,
God.
They're like all in white, of course.
The first one is they're all in these blue coats and they're all like holding, it is so like, it's funny because it's one of those things that like if you've watched, I'm a big documentary person. I have watched so many religious documentaries like about cults and stuff that they really frame the intro to sort of look like they're
in a cult.
Well, they're the survivors of this cult or something. That's how like when I first watched it, I was like, but this is a reality show. Why does this look like this? This is like
it doesn't quite fit the tone.
And it's so fucking funny because it's so extra that I'm like,
because some of the other like housewives shows, like their intros are a little more like fun and playful. Like, there's the cliched, like they give an over the shoulder look and they give their little catchphrase for each woman. So it's a little more playful, where this is like soap opera type, like dramatic TV show level of like intro.
It's insane.
For no reason. I
love it.
I just thought that was crazy.
It is iconic.
Like the tonal mismatch is hysterical.
It is. It's iconic as fuck. I adore it.
So something else that I found super interesting in our discussion, our initial talks about the Mormon Wives, is that you said the name started off as something different.
So yeah, I was watching a podcast interview with one of the girls. Her name's Macy. She was talking to Miley Cyrus's mom and sister, so Tish and Brandy. They have a podcast, and Macy was there to promote her book, but they were talking about, or she was basically like, yeah, so they thought it was going to be called Mom Talk. And that's like what was on the slate apparently and everything. And then towards the end.
That was the working title.
And then towards the end of filming the first season, it changed and she saw where it said The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And she's like, no, like, please don't call it that. Like, because people are going to think, oh, these are secret Mormon wives in their life. And it's like not that.
It's going to make it sound like something it isn't.
Yeah. But like you were like, oh, but the title's kind of perfect.
Yeah. Oh, no. I love the title.
Yeah.
Because Mom Talk is so like, and for those who don't know, like Mom TOK, like TikTok Mom Talk, right? So that title is like boring. It's like whatever. Okay, I don't think
it would have been nearly as successful if it was called that.
The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is so scandalous, like attention-grabbing, clickbaity title that you're immediately intrigued. Like that title alone does a lot of heavy lifting.
Oh yeah, well, and some background behind why they probably did call it that is, if you all know who Taylor Frankie Paul is already, then you may know the reason you may have known who she was before The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And that was because she was already, like, she started Mom Talk in the Utah area where they live or whatever. But she was involved in a swinging scandal that, like, broke the internet at the time because she's Mormon. And they were like, y'all swinging up there?
The Mormons are swinging?
The Mormons are swinging? What do you mean? So she, like, went on a live, basically, and was like, yeah, we're all hooking up. And the reason she did it was because I guess she was kind of, her and her husband were both doing it, but she sort of broke the agreement that they had by having kind of like an affair outside of what they were typically agreed upon. And it was just this whole thing. But anyway, it broke the internet. And that's probably why they leaned towards The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, because everyone was like, y'all swing?
Well, what do the Mormons actually get up to? And that whole thing. Because the Mormon faith is still something that's a little mysterious, I guess, or maybe like it's hard to understand for, I think, the general public. It's something that I don't fully grasp. There's a lot of rules.
Besides just the rules, some of they got their own book, the Book of Mormon, which
and so
it's not just a play making fun of them. It's an actual book.
So there's certain aspects of Mormonism that I just don't fully understand, or really, I don't need to. That's okay. That's not my thing. It's not my jam. I don't really need to know about it.
No.
And so it does lend itself to being like, okay, well, peek behind the curtain, like what's actually going on, because the portrayal of being Mormon is very like buttoned up, uptight, strict moral code. They treat their body as like a temple sort of thing, so they don't imbibe in the like alcohol. They don't
drink coffee.
Yeah, they don't do the normal like alcohol or drugs or smoking or anything like that. But they also don't do caffeine.
No, but they do dirty sodas.
Yeah,
they said something about coffee, but they'll have some caffeine because Cokes have caffeine. But so they'll do like dirty sodas, but they won't do coffee.
Which is weird because I'm like, some sodas have more caffeine than coffee. So
and I've definitely seen a bunch of them down with some energy drinks. So
yeah. So, but yeah, it's this whole thing about like what they do or don't put on their bodies, or like they don't do tattoos. And then they're very particular about like, again, the way that they dress and present themselves. And ladies, if you've ever seen the hairstyle where it's curly and then a little bit straight on the ends, that originated from like the Mormon girls doing their hair.
The Utah girlies.
Yeah, it's the Utah way of curling their hair where it's curled and then straight ends.
Sometimes I'm like, it looks nuts. Other times it looks great when it's not, don't do like 3 inches of straight at the bottom.
Yeah. But it's this whole thing of like it's a particular lifestyle that's just so different from the norm of what we experience.
Yeah.
That it is interesting to think about like, oh, the secret lives of that, like peek behind the curtain of what are they actually like.
Well, you go to watch it and you're like, this has nothing to do with any of that. So no. sorry for
They're
that.
They're not like super Mormon-y Mormons.
No, some of them are involved in the church, but it quite literally has nothing to do with it whatsoever. It's literally just about these girls and their lives as like influencers in a way, and the inner workings between that, because essentially Mom Talk, it is a business. Like a lot of these girls, they're a lot of the brand deals, they have individual ones, but they also have group ones. And so, when they're fucking mad at each other, that's too bad. It's like being a part of a pop group, but you don't sing, and everyone's obsessed, and you all have to still be together, even if you fucking want to rip each other's heads off at the moment. And that lends itself to being so fucking entertaining, because there are times where like, they film a lot. So they've put out like 2 seasons in a year the first time. So like they're almost putting out 2 seasons. They're constantly filming, it feels like. And so there have been times where they're filming like season 2, but they're doing promotion for season 1. And so you're in season 2 and you see them trying to promote season 1, and then you already know the fights that are going on. And you're like, oh my God, look at how much like they fucking hate each other during this interview. And when you first would have watched it, you wouldn't have known. Yeah. It is so...
It's a mind trip.
It's like, oh my God, it's crazy. And like 1 minute these people are friends, the next they're not friends. And the worst part, this is not going to convince you to watch it. The worst fucking part about this show is dad talk.
I was going to say the husbands.
That. Literally, no thank you. Quite literally, nobody asked for it. Nobody wants it unless it's Connor. That's about it. Love Connor. That's Whitney's husband. He's king. Jacob seems okay too. It's Macy's husband.
You're like, you gotta watch.
No, we're literally going to turn to the footage and put on episode 1. We're going to start from there, baby.
You're like, I'm going to force her.
If you're not a reality TV show person, it's hard to convince somebody to be. If you've ever been in your life, and the biggest gripe is you're like, I feel like reality TV was ruined the second people always became influencers from them. Mm-hmm. These women were already influencers. So they don't need the show to make them famous. They already were.
And then to like piggyback off of it.
So they have, and the show's 100% given them more opportunities, but they were already getting opportunities beforehand. So it was kind of like they were already the breadwinners in their house. They were already like making money online with brand deals and certain things. So it's like they weren't like a random group of people. And that's probably why it lends itself to being a little more authentic, because this was happening anyway.
Yeah.
They just showed up with cameras and confessionals, and it was like overnight sensationalized, just way more fame. So it's like the level of fame is because of the show, but they were already famous in this lifestyle beforehand anyway.
So it's like they were already mostly doing what they're currently doing, and this is just a magnifying glass on top of it. And then a couple of like
with more,
a couple more manufactured scenarios where they throw them together and then just see what happens.
Yes. Because the thing is too, where you're like, well, why do they have to get together? Because they make TikTok content together. They they do the dances, or they do little funny videos and scenarios because they make money, and so they literally will like put out. They'll have like, okay, while we're here, we're gonna do this, 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 and this, and then each person's getting their own content. So like it is like a business thing. So like they had before the show, they had content days where they were getting together, making content so they could make money. And also just kind of enjoy each other's company while doing it. So like there are scenarios where they're still doing that. And even when they're fighting, they're like, they still have to make certain content together because of like a brand deal or this or that. So I'm like, a lot of that would have happened anyway without the cameras there. Cause like that's what they're going to do. Like their first job is being an influencer, and it already was. So that's probably why it lends itself to being a little more authentic, because they may be getting more opportunities now, but they were getting them before the show. So I'm like, it's crazy. It's so entertaining. And I literally am like, I'm like a freaking fiend. I'm like, when's the next season? But it's on pause right now because of all that drama. And drama is really not a good way because it's
legal issues.
It's sort of minimizing the issue at hand. It's just like, I'm not one of those people that's going to act like I know shit. I was traumatized from the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. So I know now, shut up. You don't know half the shit you think you know. Let it play out in court, honey. And then you might watch the legal system fail. But if you have any sort of critical thinking skills, you can at least know the facts. And that's why I'm not going to have any sort of opinion of who's right and who's wrong in Taylor and Dakota's legal situation. I will say Dakota fucking sucks as a person. He's yucky.
Solely based on the things that you've observed on the show.
Ew. Yuck. It is so entertaining. And you're like, I cannot even fathom, like, what the fuck do you mean? And the second you think something's done, you're like, nope. Incoming. Drama incoming.
Drama alert.
And none of it, I don't know.
How do they manage to have drama every single episode? And part of it I know is because they film so much stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Over such long amounts of time that one episode could cover like a month.
Yeah.
Or like stuff could be happening over the course of a month that all gets put into one episode. That makes it seem, but I'm just like, there's drama every episode.
Well, there has to be. I mean, that's like being mad at a TV show. You're like,
it's exhausting.
Why do people keep dying in Grey's Anatomy? Why are there people in the emergency room every day? Well,
that's kind of the premise.
It's kind of the point.
The whole point. Yeah, this is what you signed up for.
That's what I've been like. They're like, this show's dramatic. Well, duh. What's the point?
If it's not, it'd be boring if it wasn't.
Gotta have a plot. I mean, what's the plot going to be? Watching the grass grow?
I mean, is this just a day in the life vlog? Like,
yeah,
we're watching?
If I want to watch a vlog, I'll watch a vlog, honey.
Yeah, that's not what this is.
No. I will say I do feel like the show touches on certain things that I feel like there's a level of vulnerability that's interesting when they talk about certain like marriage problems or certain, like Whitney and her husband are a really good example of that. And even like being really honest about their childhood trauma, which I know everyone's tired of hearing about it, but there is something interesting about, I feel like a lot of times when you see people talk about their childhood trauma, it's done in a really like, they've already processed it type of a way. And I think what's interesting in this show is you do have people that are currently in the process of going through that. And I think that's an interesting take. And some people may be able to relate to that in that way, because it's one thing to see somebody who's already done the work. It's another thing to see people who are in the process of doing the work and what that looks like. So I do think there are certain parts of it in that sense that are pretty interesting, because you're like, I've heard this issue talked about before, but I've never seen it worked through in this type of way. So I do think that's an interesting aspect of it. But anyway, you guys should watch it. I love it. If you need something to entertain you, you should do that. But we've been talking a really long time, so we're going to end it here. If you have a story where you've been yelling, you've been yelled at, or you just want to tell us some drama or you want some advice, basically any reason to just tell us a story, please send us an email at wayypod.storytime@gmail.com. Here's the email, and it'll be linked in the description. Please like, comment, and subscribe because it makes us feel good.
Leave us we do read your comments, by the way.
We do, and I try to reply to all of them. Sometimes I take a lot of time too because I'm like, I get overwhelmed with just life in general, but I almost respond to every single comment that's ever left. So
if you have a question for us, you can put it in the comments and we'll probably answer.
Yes.
Well, it'll more than likely be Jessica answering, but if you address anything to me specifically, I will tell her what to reply.
Yes. And what was I going to say? Oh my God.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe. No, it was, and don't forget to, like, even if you don't have a question, if you just leave any sort of comment, pretty much every comment is replied to.
Yeah.
Almost, like, literally. So
we're very engaged.
Yeah, even if you're like, here's my answer to this question, I would go, that's crazy. Really? Yeah. So anyway, just saying.
We do appreciate all of the interactions that we get.
Yes, I want to engage back. I'm not just going to try to farm engagement and then not, like, engage back with the people who take the time. Mm-hmm. So that being said, we will talk at you next time. And don't forget the question. It was, what do you wish people were more honest about?
Yeah.
Let us know.
I'm so impressed that you remembered that because that was an hour and a half ago. Good job.
Yay me.
I was like, I had no idea what the question was. I was like, blank. I don't remember.
I'm honestly surprised that I remembered it too.
I was this close to pulling up the document.
I saw you and I was like, got it.
I started to move toward it.
But okay, we will talk at you next time, guys. Bye.